This is Belgium, a country nestled at the crossroads of Western Europe, renowned for being the world's largest diamond trader, its exquisite chocolates, and its selection of over 1,100 varieties of beer. Bordering France, Germany, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, Belgium lies at the geographical and cultural heart of Europe. Its unique location has made it a key player in European trade, politics, and history, serving as a bridge between the Latin and Germanic regions of the continent. Belgium, with a population of 11 million people, is divided into three regions: Flanders, Wallonia, and Brussels. As a trilingual nation, it recognizes Dutch, French, and German as official languages. It is here, amid the intertwining lanes of politics and culture, that Belgium hosts the headquarters of the European Union and NATO, asserting its position as a cornerstone of international diplomacy and cooperation. So how did Belgium join the EU to start with? This is the fifth video in a series where we explore each of the member states, one by one. This map shows Belgium before it became an independent country in 1830. Back then, it was part of the United Kingdom of the Netherlands and was often called the battlefield of Europe because big, powerful countries frequently fought wars there. At that time, the southern area was populated predominantly by the Flemish and Walloons, who were mainly Roman Catholic, a stark contrast to the Protestant majority in the north. This religious and cultural divide fueled political dissatisfaction, as the South grew increasingly resentful of King William I's policies. They believed he favored the Protestant North, governed autocratically, and marginalized the Catholic Church. These deep-rooted grievances among the southern provinces coalesced into the Belgian Revolution of 1830, which resulted their succession from Dutch rule and the birth of an independent Belgium. After Belgium's independence, the divide between the French-speaking Walloons and the Dutch-speaking Flemish endured. Despite their joint effort against Dutch domination, the differences in culture, the economy, and especially language were stark. Industrializing rapidly, Wallonia began to outpace Flanders, causing the Flemish to feel undervalued by the nation's elite, adding to a sense of frustration and neglect, but more on this later. By the late 19th century, Belgium was riding high on its industrial success and colonial ventures like the Congo. But its neutrality was more of a suggestion to Germany, who barged in during World War I. That invasion was a tough lesson for Belgium, and it pushed them to champion teamwork among nations afterward. Post-World War I, Belgium took some German-speaking territories, and even added German as their third language. They tried to team up with France and the UK for protection, but when World War II rolled around, Belgium declared itself neutral, hoping for a pass. It turns out, though, that Germany wasn't too keen on reading the Do Not Disturb sign, and marched in once again, occupying the country for 4 long years. After the devastation of World War II, Belgium swiftly embraced international collaboration to ensure peace and stability. In 1945, Belgium joined the newly formed United Nations, contributing to a global effort to safeguard peace. This marked the beginning of Belgium's deep commitment to multilateral diplomacy. Soon after, Belgium became a founding member of NATO in 1949, entering into a collective defense pact to counter the growing tensions of the Cold War. On the economic front, Belgium was instrumental in European post-war recovery and integration. It was one of the 6 founding nations of the European Coal and Steel Community, the EU predecessor in 1951, laying the groundwork for economic cooperation and regional stability. In the mid-20th century, Brussels emerged as Europe's political capital, a development attributed to its central location, enduring neutrality, linguistic diversity, and the robust support for European unity within Belgium. These elements collectively established Brussels as the administrative heart of the EU. However, since Belgium's independence, the rift between Dutch-speaking Flanders and French-speaking Wallonia has become pronounced, mainly due to linguistic and cultural differences. But there are other reasons too. As Flanders' economy has surged past Wallonia's older industries after the Second World War, friction has risen over the financial support Flanders provides Wallonia through social welfare. Politically, Flanders seeks greater control over its own affairs, which conflicts with Wallonia's wish for centralized national governance. These disputes over finance and autonomy have led to some in Flanders pushing for more independence, while Wallonia generally advocates for a unified Belgium. Despite these challenges, I believe Belgium is an amazing example of diverse cultures and languages coexisting, with its people working and living together in a vibrant and dynamic society. Regarding Belgium's economy today, its GDP at 554 billion euros in 2022 is high compared to many of its EU counterparts. With a GDP per capita of 47,000 euros, it ranks 8th in Europe, ahead of Germany and France, but trailing Austria and Finland. Notably, with the EU's average GDP per capita at 35,000 euros, Belgium is much better off than the European average. The EU single market has been very good for Belgium, as intra-EU trade accounts for 65% of Belgian exports. In the EU, the main recipients are Germany, France, and the Netherlands, and outside of the EU, the UK and the US. In terms of imports, 62% come from EU member states, but this time the Netherlands leads, followed by Germany and France. From non-EU nations, 7% comes from the US and 5% from China. So, are you ready to dive into Belgian politics? Hang in there, because you're entering one of the EU's most complex political landscapes. Belgium does not do things in halves. It has not one, not two, but 7 parliaments. Most countries are satisfied with a single legislature, but in Belgium, things are done differently. And amidst all of this, there's still a king presiding in the background. Let me try to explain. Belgium is a federal constitutional monarchy, where the country recognizes the king as a ceremonial head of state, symbolizing national unity, while the prime minister, who is the head of government, wields executive power supported by a multi-party system. The decision-making process is spread across a sophisticated 3-tiered structure designed to accommodate Belgium's diverse linguistic and regional composition. Firstly, the federal level, where the government retains authority over national and international matters, including defense, finance, and the majority of social security concerns. Secondly, the community level. Here, Belgium is divided into 3 linguistic communities, each with their own parliament: the Dutch-speaking Flemish, the French-speaking Walloons, and a smaller German-speaking community. These communities have jurisdiction over cultural issues, education, and matters related to the well-being of their constituents, allowing them to tailor policies to their linguistic groups. Thirdly, the regional level. Belgium comprises 3 distinct regions, each with their own parliament: Flanders in the north, Wallonia in the south, and the Brussels Capital Region. These regions exercise power over territory-specific issues such as economy, employment, and transportation. The complex structure ensures that governance in Belgium is responsive to the country's multiple identities, allowing each group a voice in shaping its own destiny while maintaining a coherent national policy. Belgium's federal parliament consists of 2 chambers: the lower house, the Chamber of Representatives, with 150 seats, and the upper house, the Senate, with 60 seats. Within the chamber, there's a colorful mosaic of 12 parties, 7 from the current government, while 5 sit in opposition. The government's heavy hitters include the Social Democratic French-speaking Socialist Party, with 19 seats, and the liberal French-speaking Reformist Party, with 14 seats. In the opposition, the conservative nationalist Dutch-speaking New Flemish Alliance leads with 24 seats, followed by the right-wing populist Vlaams Belang with 18 seats. Prime Minister Alexander De Croo leads this multifaceted 7-party coalition, a government birthed from a record-breaking 500-day negotiation post the 2009 election. Keeping this coalition united on crucial policies has been an immense task for De Croo. Amidst these political acrobatics, the Vlaams Belang Party has gained traction and are now leading the polls, championing an independent Flanders. Obviously, this party is mainly supported in Flanders and not Wallonia. As Belgium approaches the June elections next year, this rising tide of populism could signal a major shift on the horizon. On the continental level, Belgium holds 21 seats in the European Parliament, the same number as Portugal, Sweden, and Greece. To put this into perspective, Germany, the most populous country, has 96 MEPs, and Malta, the smallest, has 6 MEPs. Belgian MEPs are represented everywhere, but veer slightly more to the right side of the political spectrum than other EU member states. 4 MEPs are part of the centre-right EPP group, 2 MEPs are part of the centre-left S&D group, 4 MEPs are part of the Renew Europe group, 3 MEPs are part of the ecology-focused Green group, 3 MEPs are part of the soft Eurosceptic ECR group, 3 MEPs are part of the right-wing Eurosceptic IND group, 1 MEP is part of the left group, and 1 MEP is a non-attached member. Belgium's reach within the EU is evident at the European Council, where currently Charles Michel, a Belgian, is the president. He guides discussions, builds consensus among EU leaders, and helps shape Europe's policy direction and strategic decisions. Furthermore, Belgium is represented in the European Commission, where Didier Reynders is Commissioner for Justice. In his position, he focuses on crucial areas such as personal data protection, compliance with EU laws, and judicial cooperation among member states. But do the EU and Belgium get along? In short, yes. In terms of public opinion, the Eurobarometer in spring 2023 revealed that 45% of Belgians held a favorable view of the EU, while 22% expressed a negative stand, aligning with the European Union average. Belgium's pivotal status in the European Union is undeniable. This is due to its deep-rooted dedication to European unity and its strategic position at the heart of the continent. As one of the 6 founding members of the European Coal and Steel Community, the predecessor to the EU, Belgium has been instrumental in driving forward the vision of a united, peaceful, and prosperous Europe. The capital city, Brussels, is often referred to as the de facto capital of the EU, as it is home to important EU institutions, including the European Commission, the Council of the EU, and the European Parliament. This reflects Belgium's enduring influence and its role as a hub of European politics and decision-making. Belgium is known for its multiple languages and for how it manages diverse cultures, which is really what the EU aims to do as well, bring people together while also respecting their different backgrounds. This makes Belgium more than just another country in the EU. It's a prime example of what the EU stands for and is an active player in making the EU work well, pushing for nations to work together closely. But what do you think of Belgium's place in the EU? We'd love to hear from our Belgian viewers, so please leave a comment letting us know your thoughts. And a massive thank you to our contributors who volunteered to help with the video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you enjoy the content. And if you want to support the channel further, please sign up to Patreon. Until next time.